way down south in the land of cotton melody untiring, ain't that inspiring? Hurrah, hurrah, we're joined the Jubilee, and that's going some for the Yankees by gum. Red, white, and blue, I am for you, honest, you're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave.
Hi everyone, that's Surfer Nerd, and today I'll be talking about the items for a poncho roll and also for a setup for a pup tent using the ponchos, not the actual shelter halves. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to do, well I will, we'll see when, I'll be able to do a video with Grayson from Historical Stuff with Grayson where we talk about the actual setup of a pup tent using, again, ponchos. So yeah, first of all, I'm just going to talk about the actual items that make up the poncho. I won't show how to make up the poncho roll. I'll probably do that a later time. Today I just want to talk about the actual stuff. For the actual making a poncho roll, I might make that a different video. We'll see. Actually, no, screw it. We're going to do it in this video as well. Yeah. So yeah, first of all, we're going to just talk about what there is for a pup tent and poncho roll for the Vietnam War. So of course, you have to have the poncho. This is a Vietnam era poncho. It's rubber and it has all of these lovely little beads that connect together and snap together with other ponchos, which it allows them to connect. The holes allow for the string or paracord or rope or whatever you need to actually set up the pup tent. This is a 1964 dated one, as you can see. There. Yeah. So 17th of December, 1964. So this is an original poncho. I've used this a lot, but yeah. Then we have the tent poles. Each soldier was issued 3 tent poles. So I have some original Vietnam era tent poles. These are made out of wood with some metal bits to them as well. The connecting pieces on each end. This one has no date, but it is painted green. The other two are very dark, but they actually have dates. This one is the 66 date one. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, yes, you can. As that one's dated 66, and then this one is promptly dated 67. Or at least I think that's a 67. Oh, actually, never mind. That's a 63. I'll be danged. Okay. Yeah, that's really hard to see when I was looking at them earlier. But each soldier would carry 3. Again, you only set up 3 for each side. Hence the idea. I don't know if this is actually the correct rope, but I do have this, and I think this is shelter half rope. I could be wrong, though. So what all goes in the poncho roll is just this, and that. Everything else goes in your butt pack or rucksack, wherever you're putting your stuff in. But I do have this. Soldiers were typically issued only 1, but a good soldier carries 2. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Wow. But yeah. And this is used to hang off of the poles at the top, and then it holds into one of the stakes, and that's what holds up the main part of the tent. I have some paracord. Paracord is another substitute for the rope, and it's also very good for connecting in between the middle to, kind of straighten your pup tent so it's not sagging. It's very helpful to have. So that can be put really anywhere. Of course, butt pack, this is what carries it, or rucksack, which I do not have, but I do have that. So we have the Infant 6-61 butt pack, and it goes on the underside. I have the stakes. These are original Vietnam era stakes, although I don't know which ones are actually Vietnam era because they're slightly different. So I don't know if there was 2 versions of stakes, or if I bought slightly modern ones on accident and actual Vietnam era ones. Whatever, it's fine. But each soldier was issued 6, so I have 6 stakes. They're the orange kind, the actual Vietnam era ones, they're made of metal. And there was green ones, but I believe those are for the actual shelter half. These are for smaller tents. And then, although this isn't M81 Whoopee, I do know that, or poncho liner, I hopefully should be able to replace it with a ERDL poncho liner or a green poncho liner. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, I hope so. I want to in the I will probably eventually do it, but see if we can find a good deal on one. It's really hard to find the ERDL ones, and I don't even know where to look for the green ones. But yeah, I do have an M81. Just imagine it's ERDL, okay? We'll use our imagination here. But yeah, anyways, let's get on to actually making this thing. So first things first, we want to we want to fold the poncho, hawk that style, so sideways, and yeah. Next, you want to do the same thing with your poncho liner and just put it over the poncho. Another option to do before this is if you have a pneumatic air mattress for a late war impression, you could put that underneath the poncho liner, which I have here. Next step is to fold the poncho liner in half once again, sideways. Next step is then to put your tent poles in the center, or really wherever, doesn't matter. But yeah, so then put your tent poles in. The next step is then to fold the poncho over the poncho liner. After that, then you start rolling, and you roll from the side to side, and just roll up. And voila, you have your poncho roll. Now, there is technically some other ways you could do it. If you're wondering, yes, I did just watch Pepsi Boy's video on it, and then completely just copy it. But you know what? It's fine, because I didn't really know how, but it looks really good. And I would say, when you look at photos of poncho rolls, this is kind of basically what they look like. So although this is technically specifically how it was the 8th Cav did it, I don't know if it was 8th Armored or Air Cav, but regardless, this is really kind of a good way to do it for really anyone. If you find other ways that work better, then go ahead. Like I said, there's no one way to do this. This is probably, maybe this might not, I don't even know if this was the most common way to do it, but this is a very good way to do it. Again, like I said, there's other ways you can roll them up if you so choose to, but I quite like this way. I think I'm going to stick to this. I think it's a cool way of doing it. But yeah, and then after this, for your butt pack, put it on, put the straps underneath, and tie it in. There you go. Put your stakes and your rope, and then your butt pack. But for rucksacks, if you do like a big poncho roll like this, then you're probably gonna see this on the bottom of the rucksack. There is times on lightweights where you see the poncho rolls on top, so that's not too uncommon. However, a lot you also see is sometimes just the poncho, exclude poncho liner and tent poles. Really just depends on the soldier. If you do have a poncho roll, put it on the bottom or the top of your rucksack. If you're doing a lightweight, if you have an Arvin, I would suggest just putting it on the bottom. It would look kind of goofy on top, plus I've never really seen anyone do it on top. I've seen a poncho, I think, on top, but I've never seen the whole poncho roll. So, yeah. And that's really about it. This is how you make a poncho roll and the contents of said poncho roll. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.
You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart